So the first month of the budget bullet journal is completed. July is a bit of a weird month. My job does 2 shutdowns a year, one in July and one in December. And because of shutdown, I don't really stay the full shift at work because there's nothing really for us to do. It's definitely noticeable whenever I get paid that I was not there for the full 12 hours. July also had some car issues. You can see under miscellaneous, the battery was a new one for my car, and I've had that car since 2016, and it's been the same battery the whole time. So it wasn't really a surprise, but it was $212. My auto insurance also fell for July, so that was another almost $200. My medication for the month was also almost $200. So between all of that and my checks not being what they usually are, plus vacation and having that credit card bill due, I ended up not putting anything in savings for the second week, which is under week 1. I made the journal at the end of the first week of July, so I just combined what would have been week 1 and week 2 into week 1, and then week 2 would have actually been week 3, and week 3 in the journal would have actually been week 4. The first week of July really sort of, I don't want to say ruined, because it wasn't a bad month. Like I was able to put money into savings, not as much as I would have liked, but it could have been drastically worse. Anytime I stopped for food, like on the way home from work or from wherever, I included that under groceries. I maybe should have put it under miscellaneous, possibly. I'm not sure. I went back and forth on where to put fast food for a while. I ended up just putting it under groceries because it was edible, and so that's what I went with. I might go back and rewrite everything in pen or something instead of pencil. And I originally was going to do it in pen, but I decided to go with pencil just in case I needed to move some stuff around. And I did end up moving some stuff from miscellaneous. I had like my medication and everything under miscellaneous, but I quickly ran out of room because more stuff happened than I anticipated. So I just moved those over there since they're technically a monthly bill anyway, and just kept the battery and the car insurance under miscellaneous. I know car insurance isn't due every month, or at least mine isn't. I pay it every 3 months or 4 months, but I didn't have a spot for that. So under miscellaneous it went. I also don't feel very comfortable saying exactly how much my weekly checks were, which is why those are covered down at the bottom. So this is what week 3 looks like. I really thought that I was going to spend more on gas than I did. I didn't have anything for miscellaneous for week 3. You can also see that I decided not to bother going through and figuring out what specifically I spent on the dogs or Christmas presents. I just threw it all under groceries. It was a dumb idea. Well, it was a good idea. It was poor execution of that idea. Because if I had thought in advance, I could have done separate receipts at the checkout and done it that way, but I didn't. I know one of the amounts that I have under groceries was actually just completely for the dogs. When I went to visit my friend in another state, we stopped at a specialty store just for dogs. So all of that was for them, but it felt kind of silly to put that under dogs and have nothing else under dogs when I know that I've bought more dog stuff than that. So it's all under groceries. I do have some more stuff that I want to go back in and add, but I don't really want to show the specific number. So I just haven't counted those up and written them down yet. Like the credit card bill that I'll have to pay in August, that's everything that I bought for July. My statement balance for my credit card that was due in July versus what I actually paid in July, that sort of stuff. I also thought about adding in what my checking accounts were like at the start of the month versus the end of the month. I might go back in and do that for August since it's only the second day of the month, but I haven't really decided yet, and I'm not sure if it would be helpful to see or if it would just kind of be extra information, I guess. Because I do like to keep a minimum amount in my checking accounts, so it might be nice to see. My water bill is almost always $36. My electric bill is usually under $200, depending on the month and everything. August is usually a little more just because it's hotter. Groceries was almost $600, but like I said, that includes takeout, dog stuff, Christmas presents, random things I needed that weren't edible, like clothes and things. It was all just sort of tossed under groceries. Miscellaneous was super high, but that was in part due to the car battery and insurance and all of that. So that should be a little less for August. My total spent was about $18.50. That doesn't include my rent for the month, so it's actually a little more than that, but my rent for where I stay and everything is really not bad. I don't have any complaints for that. I don't pay my rent or electric bill, water bill, that sort of stuff on my credit card. My total spent doesn't correlate directly with what my credit card bill will be for the following month, which is sort of why I want to do it separate, just to get a clear picture of how things compare. It might also be beneficial to show what my checking account balances are at the start of the month versus the end of the month because of that. But like I said, I'll make a decision on that a bit later. My total amount saved is also not where I want it to be. But that's largely in part due to the insurance and the car battery and that sort of stuff. Plus, shutdown at work doesn't help any. I am going to use the first couple of months as a baseline to determine what I want my budgets and saving goals to be. I don't really know what I spend in a month and what the money goes towards besides the calculations that I did for July. So it's been a little difficult to make budget goals and savings goals because I don't have any information to really base it off of. Hopefully in the next coming months I'll be able to make a more detailed budget and be able to move forward using that. But for now, this is July.